think for a moment about someone who is really good at something. It shouldn't be too hard. Just get a few ideas. Maybe it's your favorite athlete or favorite musician. Maybe it's a successful doctor or a teacher you have or had that's just really good at what he or she does. Now I want you to think, how did this person get so good at what he or she does? So maybe this person just got a lucky break. But most likely, for most people who get really good at something, they got that way by practicing, or by doing the same things over and over, by saying the same things over and over, by thinking the same things over and over. You see, by practicing the basics or the fundamentals of something the right way over time, you form good habits. So what does this have to do with confirmation? It has everything to do with confirmation. As we learn to confess that the Christian faith is our faith, we look to God's Word for answers. But what the Small Catechism does is it takes the timeless truth of God's Word and orders it in such a way that makes it easy to say and practice as we learn to confirm the Christian faith for life. Luther's Small Catechism is divided up into 4 sections. The first one is the fundamentals of the faith. The other sections are the daily prayers, the table of duties or responsibilities, and Christian questions and their answers, which help us prepare for the sacrament of the altar. Now, the other 3 are super important, but let me give you some inside information here. For our confirmation lessons, we'll be focusing mostly on the first part. That's the fundamentals of the faith. We call these the 6 chief parts. The first part covers the 10 Commandments, which teaches us the timeless truth about how God has a plan for us as His human creatures. Part 2 covers the Creed, which teaches us the timeless truth of how God has created, redeemed, and called us to be His. Part 3 covers the Lord's Prayer, which teaches us the timeless truth that as God's redeemed children, He invites us to daily receive His gifts and commend our lives to His care. Part 4 covers the sacrament of Holy Baptism, Part 5, confession, and Part 6, the sacrament of the altar. Together, these 3 make up the means of grace, which teaches us the timeless truth that God's Word is living and active in our lives to give us the gifts of forgiveness, life, and salvation. So we practice reading, remembering, and talking about what these 6 chief parts are and what they mean, and we do so over and over. And by doing so, you will train your mind and your habits to keep focused on Christ and what He's done and continues to do for you. Let's recap the introduction to confirmation with some questions. Consider these and talk about them. And if you can't remember, look them up. What is confirmation, and why does it matter? What are the creeds and confessions, and why do they matter? What do we need to remember when we're reading God's Word? What is worship? What are the chief parts of the Small Catechism? So that's it for now. Blessings on your preparation, and we'll see you next time.